Hello, Recreation7, and welcome back to Rule the Waves 3, where we continue our Spanish nautical adventures. And we are, of course, embroiled in a war against the United States and Italy. But no longer alone. We have our buddy France involved, and that has been making the difference. And we've been, no kind of decisive victories, but we have been chipping away at the Italian and American fleets, also just kind of defending our main holdings. And the aim here is to build up a reasonable VP lead, which we're kind of getting there, and to try and extract some territory in China from these two. Now, with the battles going relatively well, one thing we could consider is to start doing a little bit of raiding of our own. And we don't have a dearth of ships available to us, but we could maybe spare a couple of our light cruisers. So we could skip maybe the Galicia and the Nerida here. And we could say, hey, why don't you guys go and do some raiding? I'm not sure it'd be necessarily best, quote unquote, best place for them to be. Might get some American stuff in the Caribbean. Probably better off putting them in the Med, to be perfectly honest. But we'll maybe just give it a go where they are for just now. These ships probably won't make a massive difference, but we'll see if we can even out the trade warfare fight a little bit. We're still building some more of our pre-dreadnoughts. They're a year away, so we won't get those anytime soon. And yeah, really the kind of only thing for this very moment in time is just to keep advancing time, keep fighting some battles, and hopefully coming out ahead. We may run into a problem in 4 months. Yeah, no, that's a bit of a problem. Oh, and I don't think we're going to get any higher intentions, so this could be slightly problematic. So we might have to do some things to trim our budget here, but we'll see how she goes. Okay, let's continue forward. A cruiser battle, absolutely. Don't want to give up 416 VPs. These ones have been going relatively well for us. Oh, we're starting off straight away in contact. So we have got our Catalunya and Emperado Carlos V. These are all our new ones. We have a huge division on your own. Yes, captained by Ventabaja. And I know some of these are captained by our fine audience as well. We've got the Emperado Carlos V, which is Cerveza. And then we have the Princesa de Asturias, which is Aventurado. Now, why you guys are out screening, I don't know. Let's put you back into line ahead since we found the enemy. We'll go squad max -2. We'll maybe aim over in this direction. And then we've got this screen as well, which we'll put onto line ahead. And sorry, line ahead. Someone quite rightly pointed out last episode when I was struggling to get them to move from line abreast to line ahead, I had left this turn together box checked. Essentially, when you tell them to turn together, after a turn, they become in line abreast formation. So that was why that was failing to work. Okay, everyone get your boilers on the go a little bit, and we'll see what we're up against. Of course, if this is just a single cruiser, they may not want to stick around for a fight. Well, this is multiple ships. You're claiming a dreadnought? I don't think that is. Or a pre-dreadnought, I should say. Yeah, 2 heavy cruisers. No, that's too fast. Some lights and some destroyers. That's what I'm saying. That's where my money's going. We've been pretty successful in our cruiser-on-cruiser engagements, and one I'm happy to keep going at. Let's refresh our memory on the New York class here. These are very old, very small, very good to sink. Now, there is a whole other back row here, so it depends on what they end up being. They're truly just destroyers. Okay, I think we have the kind of weight advantage, if you want to call it that. Bring you down to normal. Let's have you close the gap. We'll have you guys continue to kind of act as our corralling force. Now, what is the max speed of the New York here? 18 knots, okay. And we're currently going 19? 19, so we should indeed be catching on it, albeit slowly. Where's their nearest port? Quite far away. That is good. The hunt is on. You're going slightly in the wrong direction. And the guns open fire. I'm going to put you in squad max just till you catch up. Got some destroyers bravely harassing our light cruisers. That's usually going to go pretty poorly for destroyers, especially ones of these which will be, I'm going to guess, for 300-ton variety. Indeed they are. So we'll lay about them with our, hopefully with our 6-inch guns. A few well-placed hits. There's one there. Is about all you need. Now we're going to turn away from our heavy cruisers. I want to keep them interested, but I don't want to take them on without support. And just like that, they run north again. Okay. It was a reasonable attempt to kind of destroy a charge me, because it did force me to turn. But I am now kind of getting north of the heavy cruisers, which is where I want to be. Okay, this is looking pretty good. You guys are going to turn towards the heavy cruisers. I'm tempted to have you guys turn in towards the destroyers. The view to try and you separate these New Yorkers at the back here. A bit like this. Good. Two nice hits from the San Francisco from a Triton there. And you're almost just kind of screening to keep their screen forces away as we close in with our slightly heavier ships and bigger guns on their New Yorkers. Oh, hit from New York on the Princesa de Asturias. So we're certainly going to put up a fight, and a couple of lucky hits could probably cause us a few issues, no doubt. I'm hoping our hits are going to start landing soon. Right, you guys come back and cover for those destroyers, which seems to be attempting to close. I'm going to open up the angle ever so slightly. I don't really want to open up the range here, but it seems we're not particularly effective at longer ranges. I would like to make sure all our guns are firing. No more hits from New York. What, are you guys using 7s, I take it? 7s and 5s. Yeah, not many of them. We have about 4 8s. And then a whole bunch of 4 inches actually. Okay. Two nice hits there, and a third one. And we do have twice the weight on them, so that's always an advantage. Another good couple of hits just with the 4 inches, but they're going to start to have an effect. Oh, nice salvo there, beautiful. From both, both hits from the Asturias and the Carlos V. Nice 8-inch shell hits. What's the kind of armor you got? You do have 4-inch armor, but at this range we're going to be punching through it. With only 4,400 tons of ship, it's not going to take too much before we cause crippling damage. She's starting to slow already. Oh, she's just dead in the water. You're saying medium damage. But if you ain't moving, that's not medium damage. Caught in a bad place. Oh, look at that for a salvo. I mean, it's only 4-inch guns, but it's going to add up. It's going to add up to a ship that small. I'll have you. It might be rudder damage, or she might be trying to run. Looks like rudder damage. Oh, no, she was just making a very tight turn in order to try and get away. Spoiler, it's not going to work. Okay, cruisers continue to come in, not a problem. Make sure we don't accidentally eat a torpedo at this stage. That would be very upsetting. Okay, this seems like rudder problems this time round. The Catalina is raking her, unsurprisingly at short range. I mean, how many tiny yards is this? Not rate of fire. Hit chance, 1,000 yards. Still only a 10% hit chance. Goes to show the kind of weaponry we're using. Good to put it down though. And we can go and harry these lighter ships and just see if we can't pick off any of them as well. Wouldn't mind taking a San Francisco to go with my New York. Right, she's now dead in the water. Oh, you're feeling bold here, San Francisco. Thinking a couple of hits to slow her down is probably all we need. Oh, and that looks like you might have slowed a little bit. Maybe just turning. Getting overly excited there. Okay, we'll run for a little bit. We are hitting her. And she's firing back. Fair play. She's actually of a heavier tonnage than the heavy cruiser. Which is moderately amusing. Alright, then I think we'll just run home. We'll give it a go. You have to watch out for torpedoes here. Okay. Nice to get a bit of the clean sweep here, which I think we're going to... These hit chances for these vessels have been phenomenal this battle. Credit to the captains. No, come back, don't run away and not misunderstand your signals. Right, forget the cruiser, I'm not going to worry about picking off the destroyers, we're going to call that a day. And there she goes. Excellent, excellent, excellent work, chaps. Alright, I'm going to have my fine forces run home. And I'll see you at the battle screen. Okay, there we have it. Yeah, as expected, 2 heavy cruisers, a light cruiser, and we even got one of the destroyers. Quite a really nice victory there, 17,000 points for the good. And we took just light damage on our heavy cruisers. Look at the kind of hit percentage. 7% for the Asturias, only 4.5% for the Catalina, which, again, anything over 3 at this stage is probably good. So that one's actually really quite high. I thought the Catalina had landed more hits, but just goes to show you what I know. Not the Catalina, sorry. I thought it was the Emperor Carlos V that had landed more hits, but no, actually, yeah, by a long shot, the Princesa de Asturias takes the win. I think that was Aventurado was the captain there. So you can have the medal, and we get prestige for it. Heavy second battery, okay, and another just CL scuttled. Okay, right, this is probably where the bit more grim news. So we get victory points for blockading the enemy. Thank you, France. Now Spain is raiding in the Caribbean and in the Mediterranean and Southeast Asia and Northern Europe and the Caribbean. Okay. So Caribbean, yeah, and the Mediterranean. The Vetor Pisano is doing good work. They're heavy cruisers as well, which is challenging. Oh, thank you, France. because our heavy cruisers going toe to toe with their modern heavy cruisers probably isn't going to work. I think I might need to retire the Infanta Maria Teresa after this war. But even with those VP ones and the loss, our unrest isn't really going anywhere, and obviously we're growing our victory scale, so it's fine, really. An unexpected cruiser battles, we can't avoid it. But this is where we have advantage of quality in a kind of strong sense, or not so strong sense of the word even, versus quality, because our cruisers, even these ones, are better than their 4,400 ton ones. So when they come up kind of to equalish numbers, we get the edge. So we have all our heavy cruisers here. And a bunch of our lights. Okay, this could be quite a chunky battle. It was unexpected, so I was not surprised we jumped straight into contact. Let's see what you've got. I wouldn't be surprised if you've got one of your dreadnoughts here. Ironclads. I can't wait till we get to the dreadnought era, and then I can just stop making that mistake. Okay. We shall kick up the speed a little bit. Show me what you got. Okay, heavy cruiser line. That is fine. Oh, Italian heavy cruisers. Hello. And yeah, and these are good heavy cruisers. So these are like an improved version of the ones I've got, the Carlos Emperado, the 5th class. Similar-ish armament, although he's rocking 6 inches to my 4 inches. They've got a couple thousand tons on me, and they've got an inch belt on me as well. So a tough cookie to crack, definitely, especially if there are 3 of them. This may not be a fight we want to particularly take, to be honest. Be careful, depends what supporting forces the Americans have here. Okay, some more heavy cruisers. Just trying to scout them out at the minute. So these are, okay, New York class is the one we're not afraid of. Charlotte class is okay. I'll have a kind of tussle with that. What are we talking about? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a Pueblo down here. That's a good one as well. 7. Maybe 8. We have 3, 6, 7. Of which some of ours are our old kind of rubbishy ones, yeah? Yeah. Even with Dinges in charge. I think we may take the... Oh my god, we're miles from port. I think we're going for a fighting withdrawal to the southwest. Down towards Guantanamo. What's port action in here? Baracoa. Let's do that. We'll see what they want to play. We can give them a little bit of a... I mean, we could attempt to torpedo them if they come in too close. Don't know how good our AI light cruisers are going to be at torpedoing. Alternatively, we could try and swarm it if they're going to send in just the Italians. We got to kind of time it right. Yeah, these guys just duck away, which is fair. It's a very sensible thing to do. Should hopefully kind of get them off our back a little bit. Oh, and there is only one of these Amerigo Vespucci classes. The Goeta is... That's actually not bad either. 6 8-inch guns. Okay, let's go turrets in the middle. Yeah. And the San Marco... Okay, that's more of the kind of standard ones we've seen. But yeah, these ones pack a punch with their 8 inches. But we'll happily fire at their rear as we sail away. Maybe we'll kind of slowly drag the fight out in this direction. Not a full turn, tail and run. just to kind of keep them going down to where we want to go, because it's a healthy distance. I'm going to have you come further a bit south, so again we're showing more of our guns to less of theirs, is the general idea. I would like you to come this way to get a line of fire from our heavy cruisers and to potentially support this heavy cruiser line. I'll have you pull off slightly as well. Where is the Infanta Marisa? You can ahead come. Actually, I don't really mind if you stay at the fight too much. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, you're in a not actually a terrible space. I keep seeing our hits on them with not too many hits on us, which is a good start. Okay, on you go. It's risky. Yeah, and they just turn away. Fine. Sensible play. I'm surprised they're not coming in more aggressively. I mean, they massively outnumber us. They're not really pressing the advantage they've got in numbers. Like that whole other division, I don't even know where it is. Let's have you open up the gap slightly. Other option is to attempt to try and take the fight to these Italian cruisers here in a kind of isolated fashion. So we do have a lot more guns pointed at them. And there's a hit on the Aquitaine. That was too much of a turn, I didn't want to do that. Where are you guys going? Yeah, you're a bit slow for my liking. Good hits out in San Marco, no returns, that's what we like. From Emperado Carlos V, doing a good job. 2 hits on us, that's not what we like. This could be spicy. Please don't ram me. Okay. Whoa, Pueblo getting wrecked. Cristobal? How do you feel about torpedo warfare? Because now's kind of your chance to get involved in that. Yeah? Nah. Didn't fancy it. Okay. Let's get in behind these guys so I don't want to eat their torpedoes. My hits out in the San Marco, okay. Oh, you're getting wrecked here by the Amerigo Vespucci and the San Marco, picking on Emperado here. How are we looking in terms of actual damage sustained? Ah, 'tis but a scratch. Okay. Wanna hang on. Hang on. You are my flag division? You are my flag division. Yay, that means I get to do torpedo stuff. Which does, it is very overpowered. No, I'm not going to pretend anything else otherwise. Sure, we'll fire that. And I didn't realize this, but you can now fire, I'll fire that as well, multiple torpedoes in one go. Because previously you can only fire 1 torpedo per turn, but now you can fire multiple launchers, just like that. I think it was a comment on one of Tortuga's videos, actually, alluded me to that. Oh, that's looking good. As is this. Oh, Princesa de Asturias Aventuro again. You guys been putting in some serious gunnery work. Surely ate it. Yeah. Take that, Italiano. Okay, 8,200 tons. That would be a nice little prize. Now, would like to finish the battle and get out of here, but that's a pretty good... Oh, she's just dead. She's dead. Awesome. Okay, good. strike one for us, and yeah, you're just beating up a dead horse there. Maybe don't worry too much about that. Oh. Oh, you've taken a hit. Engine room hit. Oop. So your max speed has been reduced to 16. Which is a bit of a crawl. Right, we're going to have to babysit these guys a little bit. Hopefully that'll come back. Otherwise we're just going to have to kind of gang up and... Well, to be honest, if you're going to do this, Kyoto... Have you got a damaged rudder? You do have a damaged rudder. That's pretty bad for you. Unfortunately for me, I can't do it, you're not my lead division. Damaged rudders are also very hard to actually capitalize on from a torpedo perspective because your captain struggled to make torpedo solutions for ships going round and round circles. But I'm hoping gunnery's going to get a good bit of work done here. To the extent that I'm happy to go back and have another go. Some pretty wild turns going on here. I'll have to apologise to my ship captains for these. If I can take out 2 Italian heavy cruisers, I'm going to call that a spectacular day at the office. Never mind a good one. He's running scared. That's what we like to see. You guys, I'm going to have you guys slow down a little bit actually. What's your cruise speed? 12. That's too slow. Come up to say 16 for just now, since everyone else is bombing around about 14, 15. Save your boilers a little bit of work. And you guys will bring it down 1 knot. Hopefully we'll just pound this guy in submission. Looks like she's gone. Beautiful. Okay. Let's continue on our merry way. So much for being scared of these guys and having to retreat. Yeah, like what? You're just leaving your Italian comrades to die. US not being the ally they perhaps should be. Right, and I'm happy if they don't want any further fight, not to give them one. This is a pretty good day at the office. Right, you need just to come this way, please. And if this is the end of engagement, successful engagement it has been. You need to get out of the way, so if he wants to pick a fight, he's picking a fight with my heavy cruiser line. Like so. Now he has a better ship, but there's only one of him. Okay. Given our slow speed, we don't really have the capability of chasing anyone down. So I think at this point it's just going to be a fighting withdrawal. Or a not fighting withdrawal if they're not interested in fighting. Oh, it's nighttime. Okay. Cool. I think that's going to be it. Yeah. We're probably going to time out rather than get to port. Also, not correct, they're sailing. Good. Wow, yes, that went a lot better. So there was... Actually, it was 7 of us versus the 8 of them. So maybe it wasn't quite as one-sided as I had in my mind. Because we did have 3 light cruisers as well. But my kind of initial fear has served me well, as did their disjointed attacks and the Americans generally doing absolutely nothing. So we check out the... that's a Gyoto class, which got absolutely mauled. I'm interested in the Elba here. Who kind of did the damage on you? Fairly spread out, actually. Although I think the Emperor Carlos V did some good work, as did the Asturias. Yeah. And again, these guys, yeah, showing that they are elite crews, know their gunnery work, good hit percent changes. That was a very, very good day at the office. Nice, another major victory. I mean, I feel like we've got to be getting close to peace. Oh, here we go. Enemy has sent out feelers through neutral nations about negotiated peace without border changes or reparations. No, absolutely not. Good. Heavier secondary guns. Okay. Wireless telegraphy. Enemy dominates seas around Cuba. Really? Really? May just be I've got too many ships in for repairs. A little bit, but not massively. And I don't think you guys are getting much work in the Mediterranean. I'm going to move you both to the Caribbean and go hunt down Italian. Excellent. Okay, onwards, upwards. A fleet battle. This is interesting. Well, we'll say accept just in case they say no. Okay. Ooh. All right. So we've got our main, in fact, all our battleships. And then we've got a bunch of French heavy cruisers. But who knows what size of force we're up against. Oh, it's coastal bombardment. Yeah. Actually, we're not in too bad a place. Because we've got France as an ally, we can just nip into Corsica. So that's fine in terms of closeness to a port. But who knows what size of fleet Italy has brought. Well, let's... so I'm gonna start this fight. But I warn you, if it ends up being a large one, we may end up holding off the main engagement until next time, depending on what size of forces we cast our eyes on. Of course, if Italians just cut and run, then it's going to be uneventful. But we can remain hopeful. But it is indeed going to be an interesting little encounter. I mean, that looks like a pretty chunky battle line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh. Then what have you got here? Oh my word, this is a lot of ships. I'd like some identification if you can. Yeah, this is a fleet battle for reals. Okay, so we've got some Napoli class here. That's okay. 11, that's comparable to some of ours. A little bit light in the belt, perhaps, but we've got some of the Sicilia class. Again, that's like our older ones. 12 inches. Although our older ones, I'm sure, have more belt. We look at the... I don't remember which ones are which. Are these the older ones? Yeah, our older ones are massive amounts of belt, albeit it's a narrow belt. A couple of 12-inch, course 11s, where our newer ones... No, the Real Familia still has a good amount of belt, 11.5 inch. So we seem to have them on belt quite handily. Okay, so we should be able to take a lot more punishment because they have a 6-inch belt on a lot of these. Okay, which is good because we may need to. Okay, more Vigotto class heavy cruisers. Ooh. So we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think that's 11 kind of ironclads there. It's an absolute ream of heavy cruisers. This is a challenging little spot. This is a very challenging little spot because we do not have the speed really to run away. We may have to try and do that. Okay, but this is probably going to take a little bit of time to resolve, and I don't want to make a massively long video, so we'll cut this one here, and we will come back next time for this chunky engagement. So do join us then. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you later. Cheerio.